Alvaro,
Yeah.
nice to have you here, man.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
Yes, exactly. We started laughing already. But please tell me your story. Tell me from the beginning of your story.
I am from Chile, but I live in Germany for already 17 years. And I am from a small city from Chile. The name is La Serena. It's, let's say, 500 kilometers north from Santiago. And it's quite a desert, really dry city. We don't have so many plants there. But it's beautiful. We have a lot of avocados.
A lot of avocados.
Yes, it's
nice.
avocado country.
Nice.
We still to have. And so I growing up there, and I was to the musical school, the music school.
Are you coming from a musical family, or was it like?
Actually, not. My father his big dream was to be a musician, but he never managed for many reasons. But he loved music. I think his favorite band is Queen and Freddie Mercury. He thought he's Freddie Mercury, but he doesn't have a really nice voice, so it's just screaming around. But but he loves music. And now my mother is not a musician. She was at home when I was a kid.
How did you come in contact with music, actually, in that sense? Was it through your dad or through?
Yes, my like I said, my father wanted that I am a professional musician, and I went to a really special school, which was also supported from the government in Chile in this period, and I got like a scholarship to study in the school, and. It was a really special school because it was kind of kids that they are really want to be became musicians in the future. But it was kind of social school. Like, for instance, 2 or 3 kids of my class, we got like a scholarship supported from the government or city and also from our parents, of course. Then we became musicians after many years. And I actually studied piano when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Until I was 17 and I broke my arm by skateboarding. So it was my career was done.
But were you doing like a trajectory at the same time also of singing? What did it come later because of the accident?
Yeah, no, actually I of course I was singing as a kid already. And I also sang one of really small role in an opera for kids.
Ah, cool, nice. Which opera was it?
It was an opera who the director of the school wrote this opera for kids many years ago.
Nice.
And it was like a Spanish opera, La Cenicienta, which is
La Cenicienta.
La Cenerentola in Italian. Yeah.
It sounds so romantic.
Yeah, it actually is. And I had a really small role, the king of the whatever. And it was my first experience, but also I was singing all my life in choirs, because the school also had choirs, children choirs, and also orchestras and these kind of things. But as a pianist, of course, we are not really welcome in the orchestra. You know that it's like... So actually, to be honest, I had fun because I love piano, but I really I wanted to have more fun. And always my friends went to the tour with the orchestra, and...
Yeah,
and I was alone.
You're either a soloist or
I was playing the Hanon, like it was just so boring. So I wanted to have this kind of experience.
Sorry, I just got like flashbacks.
Exactly. And then I went to the choir, and then I realized, that's something really cool. So I started to sing in the choir parallel with the piano. And then at some point, when I was 17, my teacher, I had a really amazing Cuban teacher. She said to me, like, I think you should consider to sing because you like to sing. So, yeah, but, I'm a pianist. And I was in this kind of dubio. I don't know. And then
What was the thing that you liked about working in the choir? Was it like the communal thing that you're with people also, and the
Yes.
voices and being, because piano is a very lonely instrument.
a really
and it's
lonely instrument.
Very lonely. You're by yourself practicing. You can give
Yes.
solo concerts. If you're working with the orchestra, it needs to be in the context of a concerto.
Yes.
It's like it's a very overbearing instrument in that sense.
Absolutely. Also, to be honest, I was as a young musician, I don't wanted to practice too much. And I thought if I practice less, my voice is already there, you know? And I sing in the choir, and I was kind of lazy. But also, I think my voice was already, as a young singer, was already there. And I started to sing in the choir. It was so much fun. I think I was in 3-4 choirs. Also, I got a position in the university choir as a student in the school. So I was really good. And then I started to have lessons for solo singing with a teacher in my city. And I discovered I have a nice voice actually to be a soloist. But then again, I went to Santiago and then changed everything because I met someone who was my teacher, my singing teacher. She's German. And this lady listened to me, was like, okay, you need to study to become a singer. But it was not my plan. My plan was, I wanted to study singing, but of course in our countries it's super difficult to become a opera singer if you are not, if you are not supported from someone, because it's really expensive. It's really different. And I met this person. She said to me, you can study with me for 5 years, and after this, you're going to Germany, more or less. That was the plan.
Yeah.
And also she helped me financially and everything. She was like my mecenas.
Wow.
And my mother and my family and everything. So I studied with her for a while.
And you did the 5-year course with her?
Yes, actually was the plan to make the university. But in Chile we have this situation that the university is extremely expensive. And I couldn't pay this after 3 years because it was too expensive for me. And I decided to sing in the choir. So because I had some jobs, and I had really nice friends, and I started to rent an apartment in Santiago. So I felt like, that's my job, that's my my future, and I really love to do that. So I was a choir singer, let's say.
But she actually wanted you to be a soloist.
Yes,
in that sense.
and she was in a way really supportive with me, But I knew that I made this deal with her, you need to be a soloist. So, and after a while, I decided I want to continue to study, but in my country it was impossible. I had 3 jobs, 4 jobs, and I pay my rent, and it was impossible to go out of this. So, and also, to be honest, many other singers were great in my generation, so I didn't have a chance to become someone who is really important in my country. And then I talked to her.
When was the turning point?
When I was 20, 22, 21. Yeah. And I talked to her, and she said to me, you should go to Germany, because I have some students there and they can help you and I will support you. So she paid my flight tickets and she prepared me for the
audition.
And I thought okay, well, I will do it and let's see what happened, because it's Europe. It was my dream as a kid anyway. And then I applied, and they took me.
Which school was it? Where were you?
I applied in Mannheim and in Freiburg, but after I decided to go to Freiburg, and my teacher was a Brazilian teacher, and I thought, maybe with the Brazilian teacher gonna be easier because Brazilian and Spanish.
South American.
He was really German.
Oh, really?
He didn't really like Latinos.
To the way.
Yeah, exactly. Hallo.
Hallo. Schmetterling. Yeah.
Schmetterling. 10 Uhr morgen, bitte, hallo. Ja, sehr pünktlich. And he was more German than the German, so that's. But I
Wow.
love him. He's a really good
That's
teacher.
funny.
And, yeah, he was also a really important figure for me and the beginning of my studies in Germany. But that was basically the thing. So I came to Germany as a Latino with not, only Spanish,
Yeah.
kind of Spanish.
No
because
English?
no English, no German, no Italian, no
Wow.
nothing.
Nothing. Wow.
And it was like, wow, okay, now I need to learn something. And the first thing that I learned was German, because I couldn't speak English, so it was like the same, like.
And no one speaks English there.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. So I after 6 months, I was pretty good.
Yeah, of
My
course.
German was pretty good, and
can
also I had,
imagine, yeah.
of course, Italian lessons in the school, and it was a huge contrast. Not, I had the feeling that I reborn, because in Germany many basic things were resolved, like not my life, but like people. It was not too dangerous to go out on the street outside. It was
of course.
it was completely different society, and the language and everything. So I became like completely different, and it was a long process, of course. But I studied in Freiburg for 3 years, and after this, I got my first job at the Opera House in Berlin.
Nice.
Yeah. And I
Cool.
also was not planned. I mean, I came to Germany and I thought like, I will see what, but then immediately.
What was the position?
as a soloist in the opera house in Berlin.
Nice.
As
And
a
then you
tenor.
get basically like a stable contract in that
Yes.
sense. And
And I was working for more or less between Berlin and Leipzig for 8-9 years. Let's say 10 years completely as a fix at the theater. And now I am a freelancer.
what was the reason? Like, I mean, I want to get to, because we're jumping,
Sure,
But
sure.
what was the reason that you left that stable contract? Because
Yes.
it's always, I mean, it's always like I also had like a stable thing, and
Yeah.
but there was something. At least from my story, it was like I knew that I wanted to do my own music, and
Yeah.
it was just not. I had to do a trade off. I had to do a trade off. What was it for you?
I had the feeling that if I really want to develop myself, I need to go out from the comfort zone.
That's basically the same.
That's the most important thing as a human being, and also as an artist is
Yeah.
crucial, because
And also, sorry that I cut you. You also did, if you think about this big step that you did from Chile going to Germany, it was so much getting out of your comfort zone. The growth that you experienced.
yes,
It's once you experience one time,
yes,
when comfort comes on your doorstep, it's scary
it's super scary.
because you start becoming like,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that was the big reason why, and I think it's really important to go out of the comfort zone, because then you can discover other things that you don't know that it's possible to learn many things in life, and especially in this kind of jobs in Germany. I think it's a good start, because you learn a lot of things, but after a while it's everything about the system and not about the art.
it becomes a routine.
Yes.
Very strong routine.
Which is great, but not too great if you want to learn new things. And I am really curious about many things. And
Do you remember the moment that you felt like you're punching in, basically? That
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're like, okay, another project, in the sense of, okay, that the excitement isn't there anymore. Do you remember that?
I start to get things that I don't wanted to do it. So I wanted to discover many things, and I wanted to make music at the theater, but I couldn't. And I was so frustrated because we didn't have enough time to rehearsing. We didn't had. I didn't feel like I'm doing something important for someone, for me. It became everything super complicated. I start to have a lot of issues with my allergies and everything.
The
body start to say like, you need to go out, you need to. And
the body never lies in that sense.
That's
never
true.
lies. That's why a lot of, you see that phenomena happening of burnouts.
Yeah.
It's because on paper, if you think about it, you got the stability that every musician wants.
Yeah.
Because it's a jungle out there and it's scary and you don't want to do other stuff that are not connected to it just to be able to survive and to feed yourself. But all of a sudden, you get this thing and, that's it. That's what it is. And then you go into this cycle of maintenance instead of growth.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. And also, I think it's really important especially for classical musicians, is my opinion about this, but I think it's really special to go out of the comfort zone, because then you can understand what it's really music.
Yeah.
What's really important in the classical music is in German is musizieren, that make music with everyone.
Musicianship.
So sometimes we are practicing so much for hours and the technique became so important, but then we forget what is the most important things to give a message. And
I think it's also the thing is that it gets kind of removed actually from the source of it, if you think about it. The life of the composers that wrote this brilliant music, they didn't have this perception of, in 200 years this is going to be canonized and people will practice this and it will become completely institutionalized. They were playing what they felt in that moment. They were living life in that moment. I mean, if you look at even Beethoven's life or Mozart's life, they had so much life in it, so they could express it in their music. And then all of a sudden it became so institutionalized that the source is not connected anymore to what is happening in the practical sense of it right now. Like what you say, practicing, doing it in more repertoire. There's enough music and enough repertoire for 20 lifetimes.
Yeah.
But the creativity is scrapped.
Creativity it's really important. And during the years at the theater, I became super stressed and really frustrated because I felt that my creativity is not growing enough for me. I know that opera is really special because it's not about creativity. We are singing in a really special way who was doing many years ago. It's an old-fashioned singing, and it's everything super slow. So it's everything this kind of art of singing is about the people who was singing in the period when the music was reading. So we are basically trying to do the best, but what is my message on this? So these kind of questions I start to realize, and that's why I think I'm really happy that I took this decision. It's still to be scary, of course, because it's normal. It need to be like this. So, and I take the risk because I know this is my way, and and also, for instance, when I came for first time to Germany, I thought I don't speak any languages, I don't speak German, I don't speak English, I don't speak nothing. So and I already did it. I didn't talk so much about that. Now I think I'm gonna move to Budapest this year.
You're gonna move to Budapest?
Yeah, I
cool.
think so.
Nice.
And also if I think now about the language, I mean German already was really difficult. Hungarian.
Get ready to look at a
Good
word.
luck.
Get ready to look at a word and it doesn't sound like the word.
Exactly.
It's like, what?
It's really,
I'm there quite often. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's it's because my family has businesses there. So it's when I go there, I'm like, this language. It's like taking Dutch and putting it in reverse.
Oh, yes.
And then raising the pitch, but also lowering it at the same time. You're like,
it's super difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
But I gonna take this risk because it's important for me. And
why Budapest? What was
my girlfriend is Hungarian.
Okay.
And I really like Budapest. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
And Okay, yeah, okay, the language is a bit
No,
complicated.
it's a gorgeous city. It's a gorgeous
but
city.
it's gorgeous, and it's yeah, I love it. And but anyway, so we are traveling so much that maybe I'm gonna spend 2 months maximum in Budapest. So it's fine.
But I think that what you're doing, I mean, the recording that you had yesterday, or like the cumbia project that you have and all that, this is actually what modern day composers did back then, because they had to expand their taste.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that they didn't have such access to globalization of music. Now it's just everything is available. To consume. And that's why you see also the metamorphosis that music is going through. It's so quick. Like what is jazz, or what is like cumbia? You can take it, and when I listen to cumbia, I hear a lot of North African. A lot of North African influences.
Yes.
I hear so much. It's like it. You go back and you see that this tree of music that has so many branches goes, and it just connects to one source, which is actually the human experience.
Yes.
In that sense.
Yes.
And I feel sometimes, and don't assassinate me in the comments or something, that classical music got kind of removed from it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Kind of removed because the expectation of the audience is so big, and that it almost became like a thing of preserving something and preserving a specific type of sound that you can't really know how it really sounded back then, because it's from word to mouth, because we didn't have recordings. That's just the reality of it. That it's inevitable for it to go into a metamorphosis of what is happening now. You see a lot of orchestras doing these like avant-garde projects, working with people that usually they would not work with, because they need to get audiences.
Yeah. I think the classical music also need to think really serious about this, but not only thinking it's, for instance, but also it's. As an artist, you need to take risk. Also, to be honest, when I did my cumbia or whatever, my Latin music project with Pitutos in my country, I remember many people were saying like, "How is possible that you are singing cumbias at the theater? It's not possible. This place is made for opera, so it's." I said like, but cumbia is our music. If we don't love our music, how are I gonna love the opera? I mean, come on, this is the first thing to love and to protect and develop, and people need to be close to this. And also, sometimes I think I'm trying to say many musicians in the classical work, like it's really important that we take care of our culture also. Since I living in Germany, I became more Chilean than before. I had the feeling, because maybe nostalgia and like many things happened, but also I really want to be close to my, to my family.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
everything.
it's also that thing of you take it. I'm not saying you do it, but also someone that travels a lot and moved and sacrificed these type of connections. You take it for granted when you're there. It's everywhere around you. It can be dense even. It's dense. You feel it. You want to grow out of it, and then you go out of it, and all of a sudden there is a part of you that is not coming into expression. And I can tell you that for me, I'm from Israel, and I haven't visited Israel for 6.5 years. I skipped a lot of things that happened, and when I was there, I could feel my body just reacting to the ground differently. Because you're putting like a jacket every day.
Yes.
It's like, oh, guten Tag. It's like,
Hallo,
alles Gute. And then it's like all of a sudden you want to just release it and come from instinct and not from here.
Yeah. And that's really incredible how music also can bring you to other world. And also when we are doing this project with orchestras, is really funny, because the first rehearsal, everyone on the orchestra is like, And then after the second rehearsal, I start to be like, that's cool. And then for the concert, people going crazy. So
How did you work with them on timing? On the timing, because that's the thing that I really wanted to ask you when I was checking the cumbia thing, or checking other stuff that you were doing. It's like, how did you explain to them the timing of cumbia?
I think it's well, I think in Chile was not a big problem because people know.
For sure.
Last
Here,
time,
I mean in Europe.
In Europe, it's a big question. I don't really know how it works.
Get the cork out.
Yeah, exactly.
And start playing.
No, I think it's really important to tell them like it's music. It's just music. It's not something bad. It's just music. Let's enjoy a little bit. This is a big thing in classical work. People sometimes don't enjoy the music because they have these routines like rehearsal and practicing and blah blah blah. So if I think why I start to play music is because I had fun. I'm sure it for you was the same.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's in the body of what you just said now. We are playing music, and at some point it becomes work.
Yeah.
And then adults, they work music.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's work.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I see it, I teach kids also. With them, it's playing. Adults come and they're like, okay, I need to do this thing. I'm like, relax. It's not brain surgery.
Exactly.
Chill.
Chill.
It's fine. No one is dying here.
Just try.
Just
No,
but I'm asking. I'll tell you why I'm asking, because I had a project a few years ago that we brought classical musicians and Andalusian traditional Andalusian musicians from Morocco, and we wrote this big program called Morocco Baroque, and basically we took Andalusian ancient melodies and we arranged them for a chamber orchestra. And the thing that for me was the challenge as the conductor was to explain to the classical musicians the timing of the melodies. Because they can play the sheet music, that's not the problem, you know, but to understand the rhythm of it, because the flow, the 16th notes, that's the thing. You have 16th notes written there, but it's a completely different translation for the traditional master from the Andalusian music. And how do you bring them together? So I had to stand and dance with them and explain to them actually where it's coming from with the percussion instrument. Eventually we got it, but then you had to get the tuning together. So it was basically, it wasn't really the information of the notes themselves, but it was the expression. The tools of expression. So I was wondering how you did that with them.
Yeah, well, this project of Pitutos with orchestra is really special because also the percussionist of our group, Christian, he is Colombian, but also he is a trained classical musician. He studied in the university as a classical percussionist. But we also had the experience that if because in Latin music, the percussion is the most important thing ever. Without percussion, you can't. It's impossible to make Latin music. It's everything about percussion. And it needs to be, for us, the heart of the project. So that's why we're on stage, we're putting the percussion in the middle of the in the orchestra.
Yeah, I saw
for
that
the
too.
violins is, of course, like, oh my God, that's
suffering,
gonna be really loud.
Yeah.
But then after a while, they start to realize, okay, this is the heart of the music. We're just going around, which is completely the different way in the orchestra thing, because in the orchestra, violins are really important. Concertino,
First violin,
first violin. But the first violin after is really close to the conga, so he needs to go.
He's
with
like,
the so it's really difficult. But now the experience we had in Turkey, for instance, last year was incredible because these people are.
You did it with the Turkish, of course.
In
so
Izmir.
they're more used to this.
Incredible experience.
Yeah.
I mean, they loved this music. Also, the audience was crazy.
Nice.
It's the best concerts for me are in Turkey, to be honest.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
People
great.
love this music. And also, if I think that our Spanish music, because mostly it's in Spanish, people don't care about it's about the flow, about to have connections. The music already tells so many things. So, but it's funny because we never played in Spain, which is
That's so
it's just
funny.
rare. No, we are doing
so
like concert with orchestra in Germany, mostly in countries that people don't speak Spanish. So it's
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's really
How did this concept came about? What was the process of it?
For me was for the guys also was always a dream to play our music with orchestra. That was the dream. But also I think it's something.
Are these childhood friends of yours or is it something? Because you were in this trajectory of classical music, then you became a tenor when you were 17. You had your teacher at 20. When you were 22, you went to Germany. So it's like, when was the time actually that you made contact with these people?
10 years ago, we started to work together. 10 years.
Was
ago.
it in Germany that you started to work together, or Chile?
Yes, in Berlin.
In Berlin.
But it became like I know those guys, a couple of those guys from Chile, because we studied together in the university already. But then at some point we were more or less in Berlin, based in Germany.
Cool.
And
that's lucky. That's
yeah.
Nice.
And I remember once I was performing in Berlin at the Opera House, the Deutsche Oper, and then Matthias, the horn player, he was playing in the orchestra of Mr. Barenboim in Staatskapelle in Berlin. And I went to the party, these after parties from the opera, and I saw this guy, and he said, "Oh, how are you doing? You are Alvaro." I remember I was like, "Oh yeah, Matthias, yeah." So we just say, "Yeah, let's have a coffee and something." And then he came home, and we just were hanging out. And then he said, like, "I really like to sing, like." I said, like, "Okay, then sing something." I play piano. He has a fantastic voice.
Nice.
And I was like, we should do something together, because. And then he started the project like in a really acoustic way. Like we were playing with guitars, acoustic guitars, contrabass, and no percussion at all, because we were two guitarists. I was playing guitar also, and another guitarist and contrabass, and Matthias is a horn player. But he was singing and playing some maracas. That was the idea of the project. But then after a while, we start to realize we want to play like more Latin grooves. So we needed the real Latino. Yeah. And then when we discovered this guy, Christian, who was studying in Berlin from Colombia with a really beautiful hair, like the real Latin guy. So this is the guy. And then
to get the girls like sitting
exactly. The Chilean people are so boring, so we need a real Latino, like. And then we start to play together. And the thing was like this. It started to be like, oh yeah, Christian started with a bongo and maracas, maybe a güiro, but that's all. And then invite me a conga, and here a little drum set, and then it started to be like a grow like over, and then the contrabass player would start to
tacos,
yeah, exactly, everything, Yes, hay una arepa, and everything, and then the contrabass.
And then
player,
communism. No,
yeah, no, please not. And then the contrabass player was like, "Oh, I really want to play e-bass," and the guitar player, I want to play e-guitar, and it was like, "Guys, I can sing with microphone because I am an opera singer. I don't want. I never learned. Yeah, but try." And then they start to convince me. Yeah, but do you know
how are you going to project above all
exactly?
This? Yeah.
And they start to be like, "No, but try." And do you know Fender Rhodes? No, I don't know Fender. I was really old school opera singer. Like, no, it's not possible for me. Really educated in Germany. No, das geht nicht. And then I start to play this Fender Rhodes, and I was like, oh my god. And then I discovered for first time in my life.
Fender Rhodes.
I was 30 years old, so I was pretty old for now.
You're 39 now, right?
Now I'm 40.
40, okay.
So 10 years ago. And then I was like, wow, Fender Rhodes is so nice. And then I start to listen all this 70 music.
Chicoria by Four
Also, and also the Earth, Wind and Fire, and all this kind of music. It was like, why? I make the completely different way to listen to music, because
I understand.
I started with operas and classical music, and then I was with pop music, and it's
but
like
it's all
this.
connected. It's all connected. I mean, when good music is written well,
Exactly.
it's so good. I mean, Queen is written so well.
Yeah.
If you think about Freddie Mercury, the voice leading, the voices. Come on, Bohemian Rhapsody. Come on, man.
It's an opera, actually.
Come on.
And then it became this idea like, let's do with orchestra something, because we already realized that people doesn't have fun in the orchestra to play. You know, I was singing in the opera house, sometimes people were like, "Oh, magic flute again." It's just super frustrated, and also as a singer, many singers super frustrated. It's like, come on, people need to have fun, because, and then we start to do this project, and we never thought that we would do it. Now we are doing, but also
Who wrote the arrangements? How did you connect it?
We have with the orchestra. You mean?
Yeah.
Well, Matthias is also the solo horn from the München Philharmonic. So he's an amazing solo horn player.
Yeah.
And
like the arrangements for the orchestra.
The arrangements from the orchestra, we have different, because we work with someone in München, some Spanish guy, and also we have other people who are collaborated with us, also Spanish people, but. It depends which kind of project we are doing. We are collaborate with different arrangers, but the first thing that we were writing by ourselves, so the first arrangement were not really.
Were not really good.
Not really realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah,
okay.
No, because it was sometimes super difficult for the orchestra and for everyone. So it was like, okay, that's maybe not the way to do it. But
from having fun, it was torture.
Yeah, exactly. No, because
kidding,
for classical musicians, also jazz musicians, sometimes can you play like a it's just like, no, it's not gonna work on the orchestra. It's like,
no, if 40 people need to play,
exactly,
it's gonna sound like a salad.
Yeah. So but now it's. I think the mission of this project is also to connect our culture, Latin America, with Europe, and that people just get more. Because, in my opinion, this is exactly what the biggest problem we have in our society. Everyone wants to be for himself and protect himself.
Tribalism.
Yes.
Tribalism. Yeah.
And the music is a huge example of this, because we really need to be connected to make music together. It's impossible. It's a huge message, and also, Latin music is completely different than orchestras. I know that because I'm doing both. But even if you are different than the other ones, you can also communicate. You can also be nice to the other ones. You can also doing things together, even if you are completely different.
Absolutely. And that requires actually, I remember from my work doing these type of fusion projects, classical musicians, Arabic musicians, bring them together. What it requires is, I don't want to use the word tolerance, but more like high-level communication of both traditions. You need to know them. You need to know them to be able to, because quickly what happens is that some party of the two feels bent. They need to bend towards the needs of the other. But if it's communicated really properly and masterfully to both of them, then you create the bridge. And then you don't feel that you're climbing a mountain. You feel like you're creating bridges instead of just like, hey, can you hear me there? It's like, what?
Let's play louder.
Yeah, it's exactly, So it's I see these projects happening more and more and more, and that's really more on the, let's say, the people above that are bringing these type of projects to be able to understand all levels of communication, really, like in the sense of classical musicians, they need to read.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And
the arrangements need to make sense. Yeah. And the timing thing needs to be really, really clear for the conductor, like exactly how it's built in terms of the pattern of the rhythm. Yeah. Because then it becomes this like abstract thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can say, like with the North African one, like for instance, there's a big difference of 6/8 between Morocco and Tunisia.
Oh, okay.
Like, so for instance, I come from the Tunisian tradition, where the accent is on the 1, but the Moroccan comes on the 5. So when I played with Moroccan musicians, they were like telling me where the 1. I was like, no, it's here.
It's done.
It's here, and they were like, no, it's here. So I'm saying, like, but to have these experiences of like being thrown into the water and feeling uncomfortable and all that, you can go home after the gig, you're like, okay, I need to do some studying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then, like, exactly what happened to you, that you moved from Chile to Germany, you didn't speak any language. You could have stayed in Chile and just have a very comfortable life.
Yeah.
But you would look back when you're 40 now and you'll be like, I should have done it. And you never want to have that feeling.
No, never. And also I think it's really important also to protect and love our Latin music and put our Latin music in another level of music, because even if you're going to Netflix, if you look for Latinos, Narcos.
Yeah. True.
It's you don't gonna find the beautiful Amazonas or it's like this cliche of Latino party, narcos,
cocaine, all that shit.
Yeah, which is I think is really bad. So because we have great things, like every country have great things and bad things. It's normal. But I think the music is something that we really can protect and just develop with in the young generation. Also, it's really important to give this message. I mean, when Piazzolla was writing these tangos, the Argentinians also didn't like it.
Really?
No, because they was said this is not tango. Actually, it was not tango, but come on, this is Piazzolla. This is so another music.
So
when I was playing my cumbias with the orchestra in Chile, also people were saying, like in the critics, like, this is not the right place to play cumbias. It's like, come on, this is... But then again, when we played last year, in 24, we were playing with the München Philharmonic. It was a huge success.
Listen, man, if the place is sold out
yes,
and people are coming, critics can eat it.
Exactly.
No, because the audience at the end of the day just shows a reciprocation of interest in that. Yeah. And I think also exactly what you're saying here is that there's such a warped perception of certain cultures. Oh, Colombia, oh, Pablo Escobar,
exactly.
Immediately. Like, exactly. It's kind of like there is so much more. And and especially when you come to the West, things become so tunnel visioned.
Super, yeah.
However, with music, it has the power to kind of bypass all these things. If something makes you move, it makes you move.
Yeah, that's true. And I think this is the biggest message that we want to give with our project, to have fun and to share. That's all. And also with other projects that I start, for instance, this new kind of Dichterliebe, which is really German music, and I love this music, but with jazz musicians who really also understand classical word, and it's really interesting because it's the moment that I had the feeling that this Schumann music became a big part of improvisation, which is in Schumann. Maybe also Schumann wanted to do it, but it was not the language in this moment.
Yeah,
it was not about this, but I'm sure he will love to do it.
Yeah, but I think, I asked myself, which kind of music would they be making now? Because they were looking for something new constantly, and they were great improvisers. I mean, he was kind of crazy also, Schumann.
Already Bach was incredible.
Bach was incredible in what he was doing. I mean, it's kind of like, well, we all have to thank Mendelssohn for reviving his music.
Yes, that's true.
In 1829, when he played played the Passion again, because he was completely gone.
Yeah,
if you think about it, he was completely gone.
Yes,
it was like 1750 he dies, and then it becomes this like really outdated. No one looks at it.
Who was Bach?
It was Bach. It's like it goes between people. It's like, oh yeah, this thing. And then he does like, almost 80 years later.
Yeah.
He plays, he basically revives the thing, and all of a sudden people are like, oh, understand his genius.
Yeah.
But he was a great improviser.
Absolutely.
He was an amazing improviser. Beethoven also was an incredible improviser.
Yeah.
Mozart also. Chopin was also an incredible improviser. I mean, you look at them and then I wonder, when did it happen that it got so suppressed?
Good question. I don't know. I think the tendency is like putting things in boxes.
Yeah.
Like limitate things because maybe people are scared that when you are super scared, you need to organize things.
Yeah.
And I understand, but as a musician, we need to be so flexible, or as an artist, you need to be so flexible as much you can.
Yeah.
This is the biggest thing that we need to cultivate in our life, to be flexible, to be elegant, because our body also became like different with the years, so we need to cultivate more these kind of things.
Of course.
And I think this is a really interesting topic. That
do you think it will change? Do you think we will get to a point where classical music will stop being seen? First of all, just this word classical is problematic because it creates this like neurological pathway of, first of all, why is this classical and not traditional Chilean music is not classical? You get what I'm saying? It's all marketing.
It's all marketing. Yeah.
It's marketing. It's institutionalized. What you said, the boxes.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, I delve myself. I delve myself deeply into Arabic music, and I can tell you after transcribing so much music of it and putting on notes, this is extremely complex stuff happening there with the quarter tones and the changes and the melodic 45-minute pieces that are just going like I mean, why is this not considered also classical? You know what I'm saying?
For me, to be honest, it doesn't exist even this bridge in my brain. Of course, many people said like, no, this is classic music. I understand, because classic have some. You need to have some elements who are really important for the classic. But for me, it doesn't even. If the people sometimes ask me, what do you feel when you sing a cumbia? Oh, I feel like full, like, and it's the same when you sing operas. It's like, of course not. It's different. It's different, but it doesn't mean that I don't love opera. I love, but it's just different.
Yeah.
So, and for me, this bridge never exists. Never. And I really hope, and I think it's gonna change. Now it start to change a little bit. Like you said, with the audience, the orchestras start to realize, okay, we need to catch other kind of people, young people. Also, when you became older, then you say, no, things were better before. Come on, everyone say this like it's a romantic
things were better before, when you had the flu and you would die.
Facebook was much better than Instagram.
MySpace.
Windows was.
Fax machines.
Actually, it was great. My telephone was much better. My first Nokia. Actually, now telephones are amazing. But the thing is, like this romantic way to look things.
Exactly. It's so funny but that's how our brain works, because we kind of like, we want to diminish trauma because we want to continue. Because if we remembered everything and we would carry that trauma in our system constantly, we would not be able to function.
Yeah.
So it's like coming out of like a very toxic relationship. Absolutely. And you're like, but we had it good. Bro, she burned your house down. It's like, chill. She cleaned your bank accounts and sold your car. But I loved her. It's like, no, you didn't. She's a narcissist and she will kill you.
Exactly.
It's like
I know this feeling. And
that level of like delusion, because our brain is actually wired to remember the good. Our brain is raw, because otherwise we wouldn't survive as a species.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we wouldn't survive. It's like,
It's also when I go into Chile, you know, sometimes when I don't. When last year I was for a really special trip with the president of Germany. It was 2 days, 3 days I was in my country, but when I go there, it's always like, oh, I'm gonna go to my country, and then after a week, it's like, I really want to go back to Germany.
I have the same. I'm like, Israel, let me go back, and then you're like, wow, that's why I left.
For everyone, it's like this, I guess. But yeah, it's
especially after you leave and like you build like a completely different life, and like you choose for it, and it's. But that's the thing that to go back just to the orchestras. I think that like the audience never lies. What we said before that. It's like you want to have a legacy also for the younger generation.
Oh yeah, of course. At least give something. Come on, this is.
Yeah, you don't want to see people that are like,
no,
he's gonna die like there, you know, like a 90-year-old sitting there with like infused, you know, like listening to Mozart, and you're like, don't play too loud because he's gonna get a heart attack. You know, you want young people in the audience. You want people that are like accepting also that this is what. So how do you do it, and you have all these like interesting combinations that are happening.
Yeah.
You know, electronic music or
yes,
you know. I mean, he's very talented. Don't get me wrong, but he's also very handsome. Lorenzo Viotti.
Lorenzo Viotti. Yeah,
you know
of course,
that. You know, so everybody's like, oh, you know, like this, like so that attracts like younger generation to come and see that.
Yes, I wish to have the body of Lorenzo Viotti.
Man, I think a lot of people wish that. He's a very handsome guy. Yeah, he's a very handsome guy. That's
really good conductor. So I remember once when he was conducting in Berliner Philharmonic, I think it was years ago, and he came on stage, you know, and also when he came on stage, all the people was this feeling, you know, like, wow, this is a great conductor. You know?
His Tinder profile, ding, 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 ding.
Exactly. But no, I think it's a combination of many things, but absolutely it's important to give something to the young generation and also share with young. Yesterday, when I was recording these new videos that we made with our trio, the pianist is 67, but his brain is so fresh. It's like he can like, you know, act like someone who is 15 years old, and his magic is there always. So I was like, oh, I really want to be like this when I hope, if I arrive to 67, I want to be like that.
I think it's the elasticity.
Yes.
It keeps the brain like elastic.
I think
what you said, like he's doing mixing and he's constantly consuming new types of music and he's listening and
we also were listening some stuff that he wrote in his computer like
really?
When he was singing, it was like, you did this? He said, yeah, I really like to do this.
That's
sometimes.
so cool.
It's so cool. But I think it's really important to be curious and to share and to just to be normal. It's not classical music. Don't need to be too strict. It's already to become a classical musician. It's heavy. It's because you need to practice a lot and you need to do 1 million of auditions. And also for me, I mean, I still to doing auditions. I need to be really honest. When I'm doing auditions, I feel like I am a student.
Of course. You're in a very uncomfortable situation.
Yes, and I'm going there and I'm super scared to sing and I'm trying to do my best, and it became more difficult in the last years also because my body doesn't respond as I really want to, and but I still to do it because it's a part of my job.
Yeah.
And it's really, really important to be flexible.
Do you think it will change? Do you think there will be some leniency? Like, I mean, of course, we're talking about institutions that are funded by hundreds of millions of euros, and it's so deep, and they have very strong lobby also that continues to push it, and continues to do that. I mean, if I'm looking just in the Netherlands, like just the amount of subsidies and funding that goes into that, is just enormous, and so many people are dependent on it, and it's if not, I think tens of thousands of people are really like being fed by this thing. But the question is it going to go through a process of modernity, and is it going to open up more, or is it going to continuously stay like this? What do you think?
I don't really know, but the only thing that I know is that this is in our hands. It's our responsibility also as a musician and artist to take this in our hands. I have friends, really good friends also who is playing with Pitutos. Matthias, he's an amazing horn player, but he's also professor in Salzburg at the Mozarteum. And if I think like his students also need to play some cumbias sometimes, it's good. Because they're going to have the feeling that it's also, I need to do things for fun also. It's not everything about working and doing auditions everywhere. So I think things going to start to change, and already change a lot. But of course, the most easy way to do things is in the traditional, strict way. It's the most easy way. For sure it's the most easy way. The question is like, we really want to do that? I don't want, because I think it's more important to. But this is in our hands. This is something that we need to start to do it.
Yeah, and that comes actually from experimenting as much as possible. Experimenting, and you need resources to experiment. You need resources,
and also to not be scared to fail.
That's what I mean, exactly.
Because many experimented with start or project that better than me, that start a new band, a new trio or whatever project, album, and then after that became not really good.
Exactly.
And then the next one, I'm here.
and then you do another one, it gets better, and you learn about it, and this. But it's like, the thing is that also, like that, going back to that question, which kind of music would the great composers, if they live now, would make? And I think it will be like avant-garde of breaking, trying to break the borders, trying to actually get out of what is conventional,
I think a lot of...
Because they pushed the envelope, They pushed it,
The really, I think, interesting thing in film music, for instance, this is a really big thing in the classical, because also the orchestras in Europe start to realize, what about film music?
You have these amazing projects that people just come and they play.
Last time I was in not only film, anime music. Like last time I was in Berlin, Berliner Philharmonic. It was an orchestra there. The house was completely full. People went crazy with all this Pokemon music. Like I was like, what? I mean, even one day before, the Berliner Philharmonic didn't sold out the concert. So it's like, it's incredible.
Yeah, because if you think about it, you have these like three dimensions, language, visual, and sound, basically, that are happening in these films. But because we're consuming content on a regular basis that has this constantly, to go and see it on a larger scale where you cannot get it at home. Because, I had this conversation with a friend of mine, a great musician, and we were talking about, like, why do people even come to concerts? Because this is an experience that you cannot have at home. You can stream whatever you want right now, whatever you want. You can go to Spotify, whatever you want, great sound, all that stuff. But when you go and you see the concert, or when you go and you have this experience like of the film music, even though you know these films, you can see them at home and consume them and stream them. This is an experience that you cannot get on a regular basis. The community feeling, sitting with people in the same space, having this big orchestra projecting the sound, this wall of sound, and also having a screen that you can focus on. So it's an experience, of course, that is very strong in comparison to listening to a concerto that has been played so many times, that is already, and excuse my, the language I'm saying, chewed up. It's chewed up. I see orchestras, and it wouldn't surprise me if it happens that they're starting to work with visual artists. I was just actually communicated by someone just hit me up. She did Peter and the Wolf with
beautiful. Yeah.
with the Concertgebouw. So she did like the entire here in the Netherlands. She did the entire like animation of it.
Oh wow!
And that was a very successful project.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Because
Beautiful.
the music is great. Don't get me wrong. But we need the visual aspect.
Yeah, that's
and we
true.
need the language.
Yeah,
And then it catches people.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So it's maybe even, for your project, if you think about it.
Yes, it's
if you
something
can
to consider.
Consider in the sense of like having a screen that projects the story of cumbia, for instance.
Yeah. That's we always thought about this. It's just sometimes I, as a classical trained musician, it's like I said, we are learning in this process now to do it concert but absolutely, I completely agree. Also lights, like many things.
And another thing, sorry that I cut you. Another thing that I'm seeing very strongly that is happening. We're a generation that comes from legacy media. Legacy media is like everything is curated, like 5-minute segments.
Yeah.
Everything is like, like this. And and it's like what we want to see actually is the process. That's why social media is so successful in that sense.
That's true.
Because the 6th degree of affiliation is not existing anymore. You can just go to someone's profile and that person can just tell you a story.
That's true, yeah.
So it will be great actually if you can add in your shows the history of it and why did you as a classical musician, we're doing this podcast, people are going to listen to it. In your shows, it could be a fantastic thing if you tell your story also.
Yes.
Because people want to connect.
That's true.
People really, really want to connect with you.
Yeah.
They can get entertained, they can get distracted the whole day.
Yeah.
But to connect, that's what people are longing for. Connection,
That's true. I will do it. I will consider that it's a really strong message. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's great. No, it's sometimes also I feel after the concert when the concert is done, we immediately go into the
dressing room
to give some photos, and then several people love that. Last time was incredible, and I think it's a huge message with this kind of project, but also I also wanted to say that this is my vision of what music need to be and our art need to be. But also I am open to understand that not everything needs to be like this, Because also other people want to have like other kind of music, don't need to be too big, don't need to be too... But the balance need to be better. This is the only thing that my opinion... Because
what do you mean the balance?
The balance of, for instance, people who are doing the programmation of the orchestras.
Yeah.
To give opportunities to other kind of music, other projects, to open the mind. I mean, in Germany it's already a lot. They are doing a lot, but it's important. Even in my country, it would be nice that they are more open mind for this kind of things and not separate. I understand that 500 years ago when the Spanish people came, was like things gonna be like this now. But now it's different. Come on, it's
now it's the Americans. Things are going to be like this.
Thanks, America. Now already in the 70s, they did already the job. So it's it's the continue. Like, we're gonna help you guys. Do you need help, by the way?
We're gonna bring you slaughter and poverty.
senor. Yeah, that's
I'm just being dark now.
No, but that's good. That's good. I love this.
I have very dark humor. It's that's another thing I can say, that it's like recently I started to talking about really what makes you unique as a person. Like I know my humor. It's like I like psychology and all that stuff. So I just as a joke, I played full release in major. But then I can show you later. And I wrote like if Beethoven had supportive parents and a nice childhood. And it has like 850,000 views.
Oh my God.
And like it was shared like 40,000 times. But what I mean with that is that this is like, you connect with people on
Yeah.
a funny level, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because everything is so serious. You open
Yeah.
like social media, it's like everybody's burning, you know. It's
Yeah.
like everybody's gonna die and the world is ending tomorrow. So just to connect it to your story, I think cumbia, because it's such a positive and happy, just the rhythm of it, even if the text can be melancholic,
Super melancholic, yeah.
and like, you know, just hard, still the rhythm is the thing that keeps it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I would think people would love that.
Yeah.
I think people would love to just know more about it, and
Cumbias,
even just about the rhythm and connect, you know, to connect with the audience. It's so, they come out and they'll just be like, I learned something.
Yeah,
new
that's
today.
true. This is also the next project we have with Pitutos also, and that to connect also with the young generation in more educational way.
Yeah.
With students that we can do like workshops and festivals and doing. We did for a while also in Poland a couple of times. Workshops like Latin workshops and also classical singing, and then after the students play with us on the stage.
Nice.
And that was really nice. But I wish to have more opportunities in this way, because then we can connect more also with our, with the musicians. This is my best wish, because when you are young, I remember when I was, for instance, when I was a kid, my grandpa loved cumbias. But for some reason, because I was a classical musician, my mother didn't let me listen cumbias.
Really?
No, this is not serious music. This is Latin, this is party music. So I was listening all my life classical music. But my grandpa, he loved cumbias.
Then you
He
went to
knew
the
so-
street corner. It's like, hey, do you have some cumbia?
Exactly.
Someone give you some cumbia albums.
And we went to my grandparents' place, and my grandpa was cumbia,
That's so good.
and I was like, already hear the grandparents. So I remember when sometimes I was at the school, and my grandpa needed to pick me up after the school, and he was a little bit he didn't hear from this, he was, and he came by car. And the cumbia was completely loud, and for me it was so ashamed. It's like, Grandpa, can you pick me up on the corner, please? Because the other is
I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy.
What do you mean? The auto, I was like, oh, the cumbia guy. But and it was for me always like something. But then when I was in Germany, I was like, this is so great music. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous that I refuse my own music. This is.
But it's similar. Do you have kids?
No, I don't.
It's similar. I see it with my kids. It's like, at the beginning you're the hero, and then you're a complete embarrassment. Just the fact that you breathe. It's like you exist, and it just embarrasses their their whole existence. And I remember also with my parents, like, Dad, come on, man, like. And then like you grow up and you become an adult, and you understand actually that they did a lot for you, and you understand that you're grateful for what you got from that, because that's your culture.
Yeah.
So similar to that, it's
Absolutely.
like, come on, Grandpa, come on. And then you go to Germany, and it's like everybody's like, oh, guten Tag, It's like,
exactly.
and then you get and it's like, oh, come on, put some, pepper.
Yeah, no, this is really, really important to share also these kind of things, because then after the first years in Germany was pretty structured, study, and then. But when I was in Berlin at the Opera House, I had this feeling like, why I'm so frustrated. Even if I sing also the nice roles, I'm searching for something that I don't know. And also in the last years, when the theater was closing in COVID, I started to realize that I really love cameras. And I started to take pictures, and then I became crazy with this. And it's like a new world for me. And I hope that in the future I can learn and knew more thing about cameras and things in photography, I am really curious about this.
Did you check your ancestry line, maybe? Maybe you had people like photographers?
My father loved photography, but yeah, I remember in the 90s, it's a family picture. Half an hour, everyone waiting for him with the tripod.
But he was used to the time people were painting, So
maybe related.
So I was like, stand still.
And then my brother took the,
like with a shoulder.
Bad photo.
Like with light, everybody becomes blind. Exactly. People like lose.
Yeah, maybe, but it became like, it's so strong, photography, for instance, because when I went to Chile, I got this Canon A1, the basic Canon.
Yeah,
and then I went there with one film, and I took pictures, and I went to develop the pictures. I felt like Christmas time. I'm gonna get the pictures.
Yeah.
Horrible pictures. Because I didn't knew how to use the camera. But I love those horrible pictures. This is something really special with analog photography, that even the horrible pictures, I love that. Because it was the moment that I, and then now I'm using more like digital cameras, also with analog lens and this kind of things. But, I try to connect with this also, because this is something that I discovered now, and maybe in the future I will discover something else. So it's like the light also. It's now with photography. I think now it changed a little bit, but in the last year was everything black and white. Like I couldn't even. I don't wanted to. I wanted to buy like glasses black and white and look everything black and white.
That's interesting. Wow, that's interesting.
And everyone was like, "Why are you so crazy black and white? Because it looks so good." It's like
that's so interesting.
No color damage in your eyes.
Yeah, but I think also it's we have this like tunnel vision in our 20s.
Yeah.
We think that's all I want. I remember in the conservatory, I would practice like 7 hours, 8 hours a day. I would think that I want to become this liquid, like human.
Yeah.
That just will play piano and only make music.
Yeah.
And then you realize, like, you go to a session, you play with people, you sound like a practice room. It's like nice. No one wants to hear it, but it's very clean.
Very clean, yeah. Yeah.
But I'm saying it because like you need to put life into that practice that you have, because it's at the end of the day, it's an expression of your experience, and not the other way around.
Not the other way around, yeah.
Because if it becomes an expression just of the music, and the music doesn't have any content to put in it, it becomes that expression of void, empty, and hand on Czerny, and it's like, and when we grow up, especially as artists, we realize that our interests, like the technical thing is there already. That's not the issue. There's this thing of, I need to get through that technical hurdle. Then you realize, like, okay, well, I can play what I want. Of course, there's always room to grow. That never changes. But then what is the thing that I want to play? And that's the real question. Then it becomes a conceptual thing instead of a technical thing. And I see a lot of burnouts happening in the classical world because of that. Yeah. Because there is no more concepts. There's
true.
only crafts. Only craft. Yeah. And then you have, like, people that rebel that, and they go to a completely different direction. Like Xavier, for instance, that we had here on the podcast, and I see it with classical musicians that are kind of like, they wake up one day and they realize that, wait a second, that's it? But that's it.
Yeah.
That's because we only have that much time per day, and that's all I'm doing. And I don't feel full from it. And then you start going back to your roots. Yeah. Because this thing that is not being expressed in you is calling you. Shouting.
Hey,
you're not depressed. You're just not expressing me. You're not burnt out. You're just not hearing what I'm trying to say.
That's true.
And then with all the technical knowledge, all the musical knowledge, then you can start creating these, like, beautiful bridges in between cultures, beautiful, like, experiences.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really important also to cultivate this, and like I said, this is not. Music is the way that I learned to communicate with other people, but it's not the only way. It's just one way, and it's not the most important thing in life. I love music. I have a huge passion for music. I have the biggest love is with music, but it's not the only way, but it's a really, really good way to connect with other people, to share, and also to be conscious about that, to be flexible with situations. If my flight is cancelled, okay, good, then another
Do you know
flight.
who I am? It's like someone is like having a heart attack. It's like, is there a doctor here? No, but I'm a tenor. You're just singing to.
Oh yeah,
we have to finish. We have to finish. Man, it was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Man, I wish we had more time. We could have gone like forever with the jokes.
Great, thank you.
Alvaro, thank you so much. Is there something you would like to say to the camera?
I say everything.
We will have you again.
Trump. Please don't. Otherwise, I'm not gonna travel to America anymore. Visa is cancelled.
But we will do it again for sure, because I want to hear more. And
Sure.
it was a great time, man. Thank you so much, really.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Everybody there at home that are listening to us, or you're on your phone, or you're doing something manual, or you are practicing right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and please follow us, subscribe, like, do the whole thing of franchising, and because we like attention. That's how it works. We will see you at the Opera House.
Vincera!